know why I'm so nervous. This is the first time that I'm doing kind of like a YouTube talking video, so I feel a little bit nervous and like I don't know if everything is working. I've done a few test videos before this, but it better be working. So this is a tiny bit awkward for me because I am very used to making TikToks and not really talking to you guys. Like I make talking videos or voiceovers, but it's never really face to face, you know? So bear with me, this might be a work in progress, but we're gonna get there. So if you're here from TikTok, welcome. This is probably the first time you hear me properly talk, but I've been wanting to do this for the longest time. If you've been here for a while, then you probably know that I used to do YouTube, but then I quit it in 2019, I think. But I really wanted to restart my YouTube in 2024, so we're gonna make that happen. If this is the first time, however, that you see me on your screen, hi, my name is Lisbeth. I am 19 years old and I will be 20 in April this year. So I was born in 2004. I am an international student. I study in South Korea. That's also what most of my content is about. As you can see, I used to be a very Blink K-pop fan. However, funny enough, my obsession with K-pop kind of died when I eventually moved there on my own and had my life there. I guess it's just being like so used to seeing it everywhere that it isn't that special anymore. I've heard a lot of people say that, like the moment they move to Korea, their interest in K-pop kind of disappears. I guess that's what happened to me too. But every time I do visit my home in Belgium, I get reminded of this very obsession that I used to have. There's still a lot of K-pop posters here and I'm too kind of lazy to change it up. Also, I don't really mind. It's like coming back to my younger self. And I do enjoy who I was, and I am proud of it. It brought me to where I am right now. Every time I come back, it's kind of like a reverse culture shock because I am so used to living in South Korea that coming back here always makes me a little sad, because if you move away from home when you're at an age where you're meeting a lot of people, it is hard to meet people when you eventually do come back to your home country. So I feel like most of my friends and most of my life is in South Korea. So whenever I come back, I feel kind of isolated and lonely here. I don't mind. I do still have friends here and I do meet up with them. It's just not the same. Like people here have their life as well and they can just pause it because you're back. Same as me in South Korea. I have my life there and it's kind of like a vacation coming back here. But I am very grateful for all the friends that do make time to see me. And yeah, it's also really nice to see my family, of course. I think that's the hardest part about living abroad, not living with your family. This year was the first year that I also did not celebrate the holidays at home. Coming back for the holidays is something I used to do always. But this year I didn't, and I've never felt so lonely in South Korea when normally I always feel very surrounded by people there. Living abroad, I guess, and I don't really mind it. It's a humbling experience. Of course, living as a foreigner in a different country, you're gonna have problems, and whether it's visa related or how you feel, like your life, it impacts you a lot as a person. As I don't really 100% know how to fill in my first video, I asked you guys on Instagram to send me questions, and I have them in front of me. I have my phone here. I will try to answer as many as I can, or until I feel like I answered enough. So the first question is, how did you feel when you first moved to Korea? I don't remember exactly how I felt when I first moved there, but I do remember that it felt like a vacation from home at first. The moment I started school there and had like priorities and things to do, like when I had like built up a routine, that's when it started feeling like home. And that's also why coming back to Belgium, I feel like this is less home. Because I don't have a routine here anymore. I don't see my friends as often as I used to do in Korea. It's very different here. So the next question I receive on multiple channels. I've also seen this question come back on my TikTok a lot, and it's talking about how I met my friends, or how do I know so many people in South Korea. And of course, this is gonna be different if you come to Korea as a tourist. Like the way you will meet people is gonna differ from my experience because I have a routine. I go to school. That's also mainly how I meet friends. And the friends that I met through school also introduced me to their friends. And then it's kind of like mutual connections. I feel like a lot of foreigners in South Korea also know each other because we solely depend on each other. As a foreigner in South Korea, most of your friends will be foreigners. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think once you start working in South Korea, you also meet a lot of Korean people, but there's always the language barrier. Of course, I try my hardest to improve my Korean all the time. I mean, some people can, but I don't know. It seems like, I don't know, I will never be able to be fluent in Korean. Anyways, yes, that's mostly how I meet my friends. And also, TikTok and Instagram. I've met a lot of people through Instagram and TikTok. I've even met my boyfriend through TikTok. The next question that I got is, what do you like the most about Korea and Seoul? First of all, coming back to Belgium now, I realized that I really miss the busyness. And of course, I don't live in the capital here, so it might be different, but in my city, it's pretty like silent. There's never really anything happening and it's pretty boring. So I really miss the busyness of Seoul, but also I think what makes Seoul so attractive to me is the people that I've met there. My boyfriend is there. I have my cat there. My life is there. So that's why I love Korea so much, just because my life is there. I think when I first came to Korea, my opinion would have been very different from this, but I kind of want to make a more in-depth video about that. So maybe if I should, let me know. Somebody also asked me if I knew people already when I moved there. The answer to that is I absolutely knew nobody. And also my first months there were pretty lonely. Looking back, I learned a lot from those months, and I am very grateful for all the people that I know right now in South Korea, and they all have a very special place in my heart. Somebody also was so nice to ask me how my life is right now, and I don't think I've ever been this positive in my life. I think a lot of people who've followed me in the beginning of my TikTok days will know that I went through a really rough mental patch. I was at a really low point in my life, but I feel like I completely turned it around and I worked really hard. I'm still a crybaby. I love crying. I am a very emotional person, but I have never been this happy in my life. This feels like personal trivia, but somebody asked me what my 3 favorite foods are. And that's the first, number 1. This one is really important. I cannot live without it. My boyfriend knows this. He doesn't like it as much as me, but I keep trying to make him love it more because I want to eat it more. It is 닭갈비, and especially cheesy 닭갈비. I love cheesy 닭갈비. Don't forget, here's a picture of cheesy 닭갈비. It's a Korean like stir-fried chicken dish with like vegetables. Heavenly. I love it so much. And then secondly, lasagna. The first thing I did when I came back to Belgium was eat lasagna. I cannot live without it, and the lasagna in Korea is either super expensive or doesn't taste like lasagna at all. Also, buldak, like especially the pink ones, buldak noodles. It's so cheap in 편의점, like convenience stores, but I love it. I brought 3 packs, I will show you. I brought 3 packs of buldak noodles back to Belgium because they're so expensive here, and I already finished one in like a week and a half. Don't judge me. Like, I counted and it's like 8 people that asked the same question. They're all like, how did you meet your boyfriend and how did you guys start dating? Funny enough, I kind of ghosted him when he first approached me. This was a year before we actually started talking. He had replied to one of my stories and it had come in my requests. I had completely ignored it. Honestly, I don't even remember seeing it, but yeah, so we could have met like a year before. Eventually, I came across one of his TikToks and it was talking about like how he found money in the bus and how that made him super happy. And then I commented on that TikTok with a similar story of how I found a T-Money card. A T-Money card is like your subway card, but you can also pay in 편의점's with it. And I found this T-Money card and there was 20k on it. And I thought I won the lottery. I found a T-Money card with 20k on it. Do you know how much that is? I think it's like 15 euros. But anyways, I was in heaven. And that's what I replied to the TikTok. And then he followed me back. And then we kind of started talking like that. And yeah, now we're here. Somebody also asked me if I miss my boyfriend, which is, I think, an outrageous question. I love you, person who asked it. But yeah, I miss him a lot. He is coming to Belgium next month, so I am very happy about that. And then we both go together back to Korea, so that's fun. There's so many questions. I don't know which one I should answer. There's so many. And they're all so good. I can't all answer this in one video because I feel like this video is already way too long. But reading these are also so cute because so many of you guys are just sending me the loveliest compliments, and it warms my heart. This question is also really interesting. It's asking me what the best season is to travel to Korea. I would say anywhere between end of September and November. I think November is the last month that the temperature is kind of okay. Because it gets so cold in winter and it gets so insanely hot in summer. It's like, it's not even fun. You can't do anything. You like literally at night, you can go out, walk, like literally just to the end of your street and you will be sweating, dripping in sweat. Like, I met my boyfriend in the summer. That was humbling, very humbling. So many questions, but I don't think I have the time to answer all of these, so I will come back to it in another video and I will save the best ones out of these. But this will be the end of my first video. I hope you guys give me some good advice, and I hope you also enjoyed watching this video. I hope I can make more videos in 2024, and yeah, thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like. I've never thought I would say this, but please do.